another Impetus update for you. Let's see what I've been up to. Well, I finally got some time now to rebase my Feudal English Army, which is arrayed before you, and my Feudal French and Germans, actually. This army can really function as any of those, with a few choice pieces here and there that are specific for particular armies, like the French. But yeah, I'm in the process of doing the rebasing now at the moment. I got these fantastic Litgo bases, which I highly recommend. These are plywood, 3mm thick, so these are heavy infantry. And I have decided that what I'm going to do is mount my units in as small a depth as possible. Because I know if you have the Impetus rules, you'll see right away that some of the depths for troop types like heavy infantry, there's an option. You could mount heavy infantry either 30mm deep or 40mm deep. And I think skirmishers also have an option to be 20 or 30mm. And the artillery elephants and chariots 40 or 60mm. So there is options in there, and I've decided to use the smallest option for all of them. So skirmishers, for instance, would be 20mm. That's these right here. And they look like that. Basically single rankers. So that's what I'm going to do with my skirmishers. And I think that's the best choice for me. That's what I prefer. I'll get more figures out of it, and they'll still look good like little dioramas. But like when I use DBX, basically to get an Impetus base, I have to put together 4 of these to equal this base size. So that's a lot of figures. That's 16 figures right there. So in actuality, if I mounted them according to Impetus, I should be able to get away with about 10 or 12 figures posed in a diorama. So that's getting an extra base, 4 figures, which I could put towards another unit, which is fantastic. It'll look better, be more convenient to move, and you'll get more units out of it. So that's fantastic. I like that idea. So I got to take these off their bases. Oops, take them off their bases they're on now. And put them on these, make them look cool in a diorama, and that'll be the unit. So that'll look pretty good. That's a DBX Horde base. You got like 7 guys on there. So that's kind of a little diorama right there. That gives you an idea. But that's too many figures. That's like 14 figures there. So that's the plan, folks. And so far so good. Oh yeah, that's the situation with mounting. Another thing I'm looking at is some of the troop types I'm going to be adding to my current armies. One thing I don't have is any Irish. And I certainly don't have any light cavalry, which would be Welsh, mounted crossbowmen and things like that. So I'm going to be adding some of those to my collection here. I don't have any, which is remarkable. So that'll be interesting to add to my army. I do have a bunch of these skirmishers, which are slingers. Now, I know that they're not in the army lists per se as slingers, but I know they actually used slings in that war, in that era. So somewhere I'm going to fit these in. I'm sure of it. I'm also going to make a list option for these. Some kind of war wagon, or Wagenburg as it's called in Impetus, which is Simon de Montfort's standard wagon, which he used. So I'm going to make an option for that in the army list when playing his specific army. So I'll probably rebase this as well, make a better diorama out of it. I think it's kind of skimpy on the figures. And that guy back there, that's a Norman. So yeah, that's my plans for that. And let's see, some of my favorite troops in this army list are these guys. Yeah, and they all just fell apart. Let me see. These guys, which are Welsh longbowmen, basically. These guys are pretty potent in the game. I love them. And I got 3 units of them right now, and I'd like to have some more. And I might get more if I use these figures properly. Now they're mounted on one of these bigger bases. They're missile troops. So I'm thinking, you know, that would look good. 9 figures at least. I might fit on 10 or something, as opposed to 12 altogether, which looks pretty impressive. Yeah, there they go. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do or how many I'm going to put on there. But yeah, that does look pretty impressive. I like that. So we'll see. That's the good thing about Impetus. You know, you can put as many figures you want on the base, whatever looks good or is cost effective for you. So yeah, I'm definitely going to see what I could do with these guys. I love them. Oh, and a friend of mine asked about these guys, which are basically dismounted knights. Very, very not common during this era, which is the late 13th century. And before that, they just did not dismount. I mean, these guys, they're knights. They jump on horseback and they fight. They're armed that way, they're equipped that way, they're prepared to fight that way, and that's the best way to use them, and they know it. So you don't see these guys dismounted. So what I recommend during this era is that you take these guys and mix them in with some of your spear units, some of your militia, some of your other infantry units, heavy infantry in particular. Just mix them in, you know. They could be knights or whatever that are commanding or leading or lost their horse, which would be a remarkable occurrence, and are now fighting on foot, because they certainly couldn't keep up with the other mounted knights. So yeah, you want to mix these guys in with your infantry units for best effect. Or use them as bodyguards for a standard wagon or general. They also work good that way. So yeah, I've got a couple of them myself too that I'm going to do that with. So they'll look proper in my army. And yeah, that's it so far, folks. That's what I got going. And I am going to keep you guys updated on my progress of remounting these guys. These are all 15mm Essex. And pretty nice. These guys are all generals and commanders, actually. You can tell by the banner. Contrary to popular belief, they didn't use big giant banners too often. They had these banners like this, which had a shaft of wood going this way and would actually hold the flag like it is. It wouldn't be all crumpled and bent. You know, it went this way off the post, so that the banner actually would be hanging down, as well as this way off the shaft of the lance or spear staff. And yeah, so that's a general. And those are his colors, and I have a few of them. I think that's the young Prince Edward with the royal banner, and this is actually King Henry III with his banner. And I have some more actual historical dudes in here. I can't remember the names of them all, but those banners are actual historical banners of real people. Let's see, Simon de Montfort, where is he? He's in here somewhere. There he is. That's him. Yeah, so these are all generals' bases, or they could be just standard knights. I have plenty of them. I got 6 of them, so it's quite a few. Plus I got more that need to be based, so I gotta buy more bases. I think I bought 4 packs, 10 of each, 4 different base sizes. So yeah, that's my basing project. There you go, folks. That's pretty much my Impetus update for now. I'm going to keep this a little bit shorter than I wanted to. It's already going for 10 minutes. But yeah, that's the situation. I do have a battle report coming up. I'm working on a bunch of scenarios that I'm going to post. So in the next couple of weeks, expect something for that. And I'll probably do a review maybe on some of my Impetus books, like Impetus 5 I have here. I might do something on that. I know I did one for the rules, quick overview. And I do have some videos I'm going to be posting that are kind of like how-tos or overviews of certain game mechanics of the Impetus rule system, such as combat and shooting and movement. Something that shows off, you know, how the game works, basically, and what to expect if and when you buy the rules. So keep your eyes open for that. I might actually have that up this week. We shall see. Okay, that's my update, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and got any comments or ideas on how I could mount my troops, or any ideas for representing them, let me know. Contact me. I hope you enjoyed, And stay tuned because I got plenty more coming. Thanks, folks. See you later.